Hi, greetings, salutations from Act Now. This is about consciousness hijacking. The music industry, the entertainment industry, the radio, for example. You like to listen to the radio? A lot of people like to listen to the radio. I used to like to listen to the radio. Then I decided I don't really like somebody else, like some DJ somewhere, telling me what to listen to. That's a little bit of consciousness programming right there. That's just a little example. Somebody else dictating what you're going to listen to. You turn on the radio and then the whole thing is on autopilot. Oh, you can change the station. Yeah. But no matter which one you're listening to, no matter which one you select, somebody else is telling you what to listen to. Alright? You want to sit there after every song and look for a channel or a station that has a song happens to have a song playing that you like? I'll bet you even if you sit around and do that, waste your time doing that, that even so, you don't have some particular song in mind that you're searching for. No, you're just searching for one that somebody else is choosing that you maybe happen to like. But still, whenever you find a station by that method, which is a waste of time, once again, whenever you happen to find one that you like, it wasn't one that you would have selected right then. It just happens to be one that you're okay with. But beyond all that. Alright, so here you are listening to the radio, okay? Somebody else is picking what you want to hear. And if it's, one of the more mainstream network type radio stations, which it's usually going to be, for most people, then it's going to be some kind of popular music. It's going to be country music. It's going to be some kind of rock music. This is the popular stuff, okay? Rock music, soft rock, variety rock, oldies rock, country. Excuse me. What's the variety? No matter which one of those categories it falls into. What's the spectrum of music you're going to hear? How many different songs are there going to be played that day? Better yet, you keep the same radio station on all day, which some people do. Radio's always on, and it's the same station all the time. I mean, who wants to keep bothering with the radio? Who wants to be one of those people that's always flipping the station, turning the dial? After a while, it gets pretty old, right? So people end up picking their favorite station, the one that they're most okay with, and just let that one go on and on and on and sound. Thankful that somebody else is picking the songs. I mean, after all, you're driving a car, you don't really want to keep, changing the CDs, putting in a different tape, changing the record if you have an old record player. Just put on that radio. Let somebody else do the DJing. After all, that's what they're getting paid to do. You ever notice that in a day, in an 8-hour period, or even in a 3-hour period, how many times do you hear the same song? You might hear the same song 3 or 4 times during a work shift. If you are at work and at your job, somebody has the radio on in the background all day. Every day. Within a 1-week period. How many times, if it's the variety rock station, how many times are you going to hear that song? I forget what the hook line is. It's something like, 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer. One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer. Over and over and over. How many times are you going to hear that freaking hook line in 1 week? In a 1 week period? In a 40-hour of work period? How many times are you going to have heard that? Chances are about 20. One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer wasted away again in Margaritaville. You know what that'll do to you? Over the span of your life? That sort of shit. Oh, excuse me. I used that word a little too early here. It's coming right up, though. Here it is. Here it is. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. That bull hockey, that wasn't the word yet, will give you an ethereal body, an astral body, and a mental body set of shit blisters. So let's say you get tired of the radio finally. You get tired of somebody else telling you what to listen to, picking it for you, and you get tired of hearing the same old shit blistering stuff, and you start to realize what an impact this is having in your life, on your psyche. You start to actually wake up to an understanding of the possibility that maybe this is having a subconscious or outside of your normal awareness impact in your way of being. You start to realize that perhaps, how could it not be affecting your overall mood in life, your overall disposition, your general picture? So you stop listening to the radio. In other words, what I mean is, you stop turning it on yourself. But you can't get away from it. You don't get away from it. You go to work and somebody else puts it on. You come home and your daughter puts it on. You go to the grocery store and somebody has already put it on. You go to the barber shop and it's playing. Wherever you go. You pull up to an intersection in your hometown. And the car pulls up beside you and the radio's playing. Pretty hard to get away from it. But you manage to get out on a country road somewhere. You have the top down. You're driving along. You hear the sound of the motor. You hear the sound of the tires on the asphalt. And that damn song's playing in your head. Why? Because you heard it a couple thousand times already on the radio. Now the radio's playing in your head. And it might be 10 years since you've turned on the radio yourself. It might be 3 years since you heard that song on the radio. But it's playing in your head. And you say to yourself, it has no impact on the way I think? On the way I look at life? Well, but then it suddenly occurs to you, once again, how could it not? When the damn thing's playing like a radio in my head. One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer. That's a shit blister. That's an astral shit blister. That's an ethereal body shit blister, an astral body shit blister, and a mental body shit blister. That's consciousness hijacking, folks. Now, how many different songs are there on the main network stations within a given genre? Let's say you like country music, that nice old innocent genre of music, country music, which you say is not depressing, but it is. You say it's not because you have happy days, but you listen to country music all damn day long. Not depressing to you? Hell no, because you don't realize that even your happy days are very influenced by this depressing music, and that your happy days are occurring within at least a mild state of overall depression. You don't realize that because you're not getting outside of that mood, that general mood, in order to see a bigger picture about it. Alright. Let's say good old American heartland country music is your favorite genre. Okay. How many different songs are there, on the average, that you're going to hear within a 1 week period? 8 hours a day. How many different ones? What's the spectrum? I mean, with the exception of the occasional rare one thrown in. How many different ones? Over a 1 year period, listening to your favorite country station on the radio. What's the variety? How many different country music compositions are going to compose that variety? What is it? 40 or 50 songs? Out of the thousands that there are? The potentially hundreds of thousands that there are? How many different ones are there actually going to be? 50? 60 different ones? Just being played over and over and over? You switch to another country station? Same ones again? A few different, but overall the same ones again. If you come upon a different country station that does not really play that set that the rest are playing, then you might actually come to think that they're not playing the main songs. The main songs? Who's picking these main songs that are on most of the country stations? Somebody's making this decision. It's not the DJ at any given one. Who's picking these? Who's deciding how your mind is going to be programmed by these programs? Now, if you think back through your life, let's say as a teenager you liked rock music. So you listened to the rock stations. Then you went through a decade of variety rock. Okay? You know, variety. You're into the variety. Then, you went through a little phase of the hard rock. The harder, Maybe you went through the metal phase, so you got a metal station. And then you went to the oldies. And now you're into country. And now all of this, hey, wait a minute, somebody's been programming my freaking mind and I can't get this shit out of my head. Maybe this is having an impact on me. And you look back. You start turning off the radio and you look back. And you think to yourself, hey, how many different categories of moods or messages have been coming through and implanting themselves deeply into my life through this music that's been on the radio all the time and is now on the radio in my head? What if I took the content, the messages, the themes that I've been allowing in as consciousness programs into my life by way of the radio. How many different major themes are there throughout all these genres of music that I have paid attention to or not paid attention to, but just allowed to seep their ways in by way of rhythms, tones, subliminal messages, lyrics, and so forth that have infected and infested my consciousness? How many different ones are there? Probably no more than 3 or 4. Messages and feelings and words, tones, timbres, and so forth that all create a consciousness involving hopelessness, perhaps. That would be one of the main ones. Hopelessness and despair about life. Or how about this other theme? A throwing away of one's life. Whether it's recommendation to do so or a story of having done it. How about anger? Anger over the way things are or some other person. How about that one? How about running with the devil? Oh wait, that's throwing away one's life. Folks, there are only a couple of categories of message. And somebody is picking and choosing the songs for you, the same 50 or 60, the same couple of hundred if you consider the different genres, the same little stairway to heaven or hell, whichever way you want to look at it, or depression, or anger, or hopelessness, despair, to be played over and over in your head all of your life. And you turn it on. Consciousness hijacking, folks. Turn it off. Or, well, show me where the rule is, the policy, the sanction, the law that says you have to turn it on. If you are interested in self-mastery, personal evolution in any of its categories, such as self-mastery, true selfhood, maximum performance, then exercise some of these things. Exercise some personal evolution. Turn off the shit blistering influence. Turn it off. It's bull hockey. It's bull hockey. It's shiklimmy. Bull hockey is shiklimmy. It'll make a shit blister in your consciousness. That's what it'll do. So, what are you going to do today? Have a good day. Act now.